Hi everyone, so we're going to finish up our coastal environments here, finishing the last two parts or other types of estuaries here. So we're going to start with mudflaps. So if we're taking a look at these images here, we can see there's not too much going on in the actual area here. So we're going to talk about why that is. So mudflaps have very, very dark, muddy sand. That's comes with the name here. So dark, muddy sand. There are no grasses and very little to no aeration of the sand. So what aeration means is that there's no movement of gases in the sand. There's no movement of really anything in that muddy sand, which is going to make it really hard for there to be life there. So these are some characteristics of that mud flat. So these are considered to be the graveyards of the different types of estuaries because, again, of that very thick mud that has little to no aeration there. They're caused by decomposing bacteria. Those are causing the waste to turn into that really, really dark sand, or dark mud, I should say, that are happening in these mudflaps. So decomposers cause these decaying organisms to produce this sulfuric acid. So this is a really, really strong smelling odor that happens when this acid is being released. And those are those types of things that we'll see in our mudflaps. So might be a little bit more difficult to think of those adaptations here. So I want you to take a few minutes, pause the video, and just think about what are some things that animals and plants can do to survive in this type of environment. Because we will see some animals occurring in these environments here. So try to think of some adaptations that these animals can have to survive in this area. Remember, anything can be an adaptation. It can be little things. It can be bigger things here. Our next one that we're going to talk about is called a mangrove swamp. So if we take a look at this one, just from these images, we can see really tall trees here. We can see this really interesting root system that's found underneath the water as well. So this is a very characteristic idea of this mangrove swamp. So these are found in warmer, more tropical areas. And these inlets or bays are covered by mangrove trees. So that's going to be that important one. But again, warmer tropical areas covered by mangrove trees. These mangrove swamps, these mangrove trees really help protect our shoreline from erosion. So when we think of erosion, it's when different water and things are breaking down the soil and the things that are around that shoreline. So protecting these shores from erosion is going to be really important in the development over here. So these are going to act like these giant sponges that we were talking about that absorb the impact of storms and high waters. So they act like giant sponges, absorbing this impact from storms. So when storms come on, they protect that land that is right there on the side from this erosion, from the impact of that, and these high waters, because we can see in that image of those really intricate root systems that we find in these mangrove swamps. So again, thinking of some adaptations, things that can live here. So think mangrove swamps, it has a lot of water that we saw in our images before. So if we take a look at our images here, what type of organisms are going to live here? Obviously the mangrove tree is going to be a big one, but what other types of organisms do you think we'll see here? And what are some of those adaptations that they might need to survive in an in a ecosystem like this environment? So that is it for our coastal environments that we're going to talk about. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out and ask, and we'll be discussing these a little bit more.